Hello, grade 9 students of Bagong Silang 1 High School. Magandang umaga po sa ating mga magulang na nakasubaybay sa ating radio-based instruction. It's the 8th day of the month of October 2021. Time check, it's 7:15 in the morning. We are celebrating World Teachers Day, right? So this morning, let me give you some information how World Teachers Day began. As we might know, teachers play an important role in our life. Teachers Day honors all the teachers of government and private institutions around the world for their important role in their community they served. In 1994, UNESCO introduced World Teachers Day to draw attention to teachers' contributions and achievements. World Teachers Day aims to focus on appreciating, assessing, and improving the educators of the world and to provide an opportunity to consider issues related to teachers and teaching. UNESCO announced a theme for Teachers Day. Teachers at the heart of education recovery. The theme notifies us that teachers are always working hard for their country to help young people learn, grow, teach the right way how to deal with challenging life situations. Good morning again, my dear students. It's Ma'am Tess saying it takes a big heart to teach little minds. Good morning, students. Today, I am going to give you instructions on how to understand and finally get through with your Module 1 Lesson 4 because we are done with Module 1 Lesson 1, 2, and 3. And of course, on page 1, please scan your module because on page 1, the competency is written. You are going to express permission, obligation, and prohibition using modals. I know that you are so familiar how these modals are used in the sentences, especially the modals used for asking permission, the modals for obligation and prohibition. And of course, you have objectives there. Letter A, after the lesson, after reading this module, you can identify modals of prohibition in the sentence. Letter B, use modals of prohibition in writing paragraph. Letter C, use modals of prohibition in expressing meaningful utterances. And remember that in the same page, on page 1, you have there vocabulary. Number 1, prohibition. What is prohibition? When we say prohibition, it is the act to prevent from doing something by authority, an order to restrain or stop. Take note of the keyword stop. When you are prohibiting something, remember the keyword stop. In Tagalog, pinagbabawal, hindi pwedeng gawin. So, pag hindi pwedeng gawin, pag pinagbabawal, you must stop. And I know that when you are walking around, you have seen different signs along the road, right? For example, you are driving your car and while you are driving, you have noticed a sign like this: no U-turn, meaning to say that you must stop because that is prohibited, right? So class, let us now proceed to your pre-test. You have there 5 items to answer. All you have to do is to read the sentences carefully. Use the appropriate word from the box to complete each sentence. Write your answer on the space provided. You have there 3 words. The positive form can, the negative form can't, and another negative form of the modal mustn't. So you have 1 to 5 on page 2. Take note that can express ability and must express strong obligation or necessity. So, let us go on to Roman number 5 on page 2 also. You have their learning activities. Remember that can is a modal often used to ask for and give permission, not only to express ability, right? But the modal can, I'll repeat, it's often used to ask for and give permission. How to ask for? Example, can I stay with a group? What about to give permission? Example, you can speak before a big audience if you are nervous. Understand? And it means something is allowed and can be done. Both can't and mustn't are modals used to show that something is prohibited. It is not allowed. Like the road signs that we can see everywhere, which says that we must stop because we are not allowed. We are not allowed to cross the road. Example, the road is presently constructing, so you can see the road sign stop. Or if the road is curved, you can see a sign that express prohibition, right? So can tell us that something is against the rules. The modal can't, the negative form. And mustn't is usually used when obligation comes from the person who is speaking. Take note of that. So we are now dealing with the negative form of the modal can't and mustn't. Take note of the word prohibition, not allowed. So, you have there practice task 1. Direction. On your way to school, mall or anywhere in the community, you get to see and encounter signs as a reminder or warning for your safety. Let's check it out. Keep safe and choose the letter of the sign that matches the description. Write the letter of your answer before each number. So you have seen there letter A and B. There are different road signs. All you have to do is to match the signs to the rules. For example, on the first column, number 1, you must not walk on the grass. All you have to do is to match it with the rules opposite the prohibition. You must not walk on the grass. There are choices A and B. For number 2, you must not take photos. You have already prohibition. And number 3, you must not use your cell phone. Number 4, you must not turn if the light is red. Right? All you have to do is to match the signs to the rules. I repeat, match the signs to the rules. You can find it on page 3 of your module. So for letter B, it is the same. You also match the signs to the rules. You have another 1 to 4 items. Same as letter A. So in expressing prohibition, take note that can and mustn't are used to show that something is prohibited or not allowed. You can go into that restaurant without a tie. Another one, you can't drive in this country unless you are over 18. Another, you mustn't use your phone in class. Take note that can't usually gives an idea of something that is against the rules. Mustn't usually means that it is the speaker who is setting the rule. Okay, so let us move to practice task 2. Are you following me? Am I too fast? Am I too boring? Okay, before we move to practice task 2, let me read a great quotation for teacher, because as I told you later that until now we are celebrating the World Teachers Day. The quotation says, "A great teacher who is full of excitement and love for her students can make all the difference in their lives," right? So I hope that you are now excited listening to my instructions. So let us move to practice task 3. You are getting better. That is the title of task 3. So directions. Complete the sentence with the appropriate modal of prohibition. Can't or mustn't. So it's so easy, I know it, because you only have 2 choices, either can't, the negative modal can't, or the negative modal mustn't. So you have there 1 to 5 only. I won't read the items because I know that you are now handling your modules. So let us now move on for your post-test. Now let us see how you comply with obedience whenever you are. So because you are dealing with the negative models that express prohibition, your post-test will now reveal how you follow or comply with obedience whenever you are crossing the street, whenever you are walking along the park. So you have there letter A and B. For letter A, the directions based on the rules you have at home. Write 5 sentences using modals of prohibition, can't or mustn't. I know that your parents, specifically your mom, your mother, have rules implementing inside the house. Please jot down or write 5 sentences using modals of prohibition, can or mustn't. For letter B, the directions. In school, what are some of the ways you can't and mustn't do? Write 5 sentences using modals of prohibition, can't or mustn't. So you will only repeat the use of can't or mustn't, but you will write sentences of prohibition when you are in school. I know that during our face-to-face classes before, your teachers set a norms or a classroom norms or rules. There are norms which you cannot do, which are not allowed, and there are norms which are allowed. All you have to do is to write 5 sentences using the ways you cannot do or you mustn't do inside the room. Okay? So the last part of your module on page 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. A very long assignment. Congratulations. So you have to answer your assignments also. This time, let us know your share. So you will be reading the following articles. You have the article 1, what is climate change? Another article about agriculture, about forestry, transportation, industry, waste, and 6 ways climate change will affect the Philippines or the cities in the Philippines. And you will be dealing with more intense El Nino and sea surface temperatures to rise, ocean acidification, sea levels to rise by 4 to 6 meters, tropical cyclones to intensify, rainfall, river flow, and flooding to intensify. And of course, on page 14, the last page of your module, in 10 sentences using modals of prohibition, answer the questions below. What are some of the ways that we can't and mustn't do to environment to avoid the effects of climate change? So, if you want to read the different articles, you cannot answer your last activity for your assignment on page 14. I'll repeat. What are some ways that we can't and mustn't do to the environment to avoid the effect of climate change? English. Okay, so that's it. I know that you enjoy listening and you enjoy answering your module. So class, let me read another teacher's quotes. It's so inspiring. I know that you love your teachers very much. So, you don't just teach, you inspire. It means that we are not teaching only, but we must inspire you. So I am using modals, right? Another quotation, because my teacher believed in me, I never gave up. Now I am flying towards my dreams. Wow, a very nice quotation. Another, a good teacher, like a good entertainer, first must hold his audience attention. Then he or she can teach his or her lesson. Another one, great teachers empathize with kids, respect them, and believe that each one has something special that can be built upon. And the best teachers teach from the heart, not from the book. Again, good morning to everybody. Your teacher in English, Ma'am Maria Teresa Silvio Timba Lopez saying, I love you all.